name is Hanna Heilman, and I'm a 21-year-old, graduated from Southeastern University last December. I studied missions there, and now I am a missionary associate with Assemblies of God World Missions, headed to Micronesia. I am originally from Noonan, but I grew up in Cambodia as a missionary kid. So growing up in Cambodia was super fun. We got to travel all the time, which I love traveling, and so that was a cool experience. I also got to experience so many different cultures, not just the Cambodian culture, but cultures of other Asian countries and other expats, people who had moved overseas to live in Cambodia as well. And so that just really opened my eyes as, a younger kid to get to see what does other cultures look like, and really how do other cultures worship God, and what does the church look like cross-culturally, which I think really has impacted my journey becoming a missionary. So interacting with locals in Cambodia, one of the main ways that I got to interact was through an English center that my family started. So that was our main way of doing ministry. Was we had this English center. We worked with young adults and high school students and just got to teach them English. And so my dad was the primary teacher, and so if my dad was sick, that means that I would fill in for him. And that was just a lot of fun, getting to build relationships with students that way, getting to know Cambodians who were my age. And that was just a lot of fun, got to develop some friendships through that. And yeah, got to just have some great conversations about faith with them. And I really struggled with my faith from the ages of 13, 14. And it kind of came to a moment of, this isn't my parents' faith anymore, it needs to become my own. And what does that look like to begin to own my faith? And so that was just a tough time for me, trying to figure out, all right, what does my relationship with the Lord look like? What does it look like for me to seek God in prayer? What does it look like for me to hear God's voice instead of just being told what God was saying from someone else? And I think those times and those struggles really have what brought me through to where I am now and my relationship with the Lord. Just what really grew my heart for missions was seeing people who, like in Cambodia, people who had no background of even believing in a God because they're Buddhist, and watching them come to the realization of, no, there is a God who loves me, and just watching them begin to leave the faith that they had grown up in and come to ask big questions about who is this God and how is he in my life? And that really began to challenge me to kind of ask those same questions. Because yes, I'd grown up knowing the Bible, but now watching their faith begin to grow and them begin to seek made me realize, oh, I should be seeking that same thing as well. Trying to help other people find answers to those questions have really helped grow my faith, and then also just my heart for lost people. Yeah, so actually one of my first mission trips that I ever got to go on was on Go Week, my sophomore year of high school. I went to Jamaica and got to go with a few of my friends, so that was really special. But I had never really gotten to do ministry outside of Cambodia, especially in an international context. And so getting to go to Jamaica, which is the whole opposite side of the world from Cambodia, was just really eye-opening, because I could see some similarities, but there was also a lot of differences because the culture is so different and the place that the people are at is so different. They have different needs, different spiritual needs, different physical needs, and just seeing how the ministry that we worked with there was structured to meet those specific needs and how they were able to minister through that, I think really stuck with me and made me realize, okay, it's important to contextualize ministry. It's important to shape our ministry around the needs of the people that we want to reach. Yeah, so I also had the chance to do some local Go Week. I think it was my junior year. We got to go and serve a local nonprofit. I was a part of NHS, and NHS does a whole lot with local nonprofits as well. And just getting to serve through that, one of the most influential projects that I got to be a part of was Backpack Buddies. And Backpack Buddies, they provide food for kids in our school system that they don't have access to that. So especially for long weekends, they probably wouldn't have a whole lot of food at home. And so we just got to go help do a food drive and then go and actually pack the bags that the kids would get to take with them. And that really opened my eyes because I had seen poverty and some of these physical needs in other countries, but then actually seeing it here in the States And the school that we got to partner with to bring the food to was just down the road from my house. And that just really opened my eyes to, yeah, there's people here in the States that have these needs too. And yet so often we just overlook that. So maybe you're on the fence, whether it's about your faith, or maybe you're feeling this call that God wants you to serve as a missionary, or you're not sure if you even want to go on a Go Week trip. Well, I want to tell you that it is scary. Having a relationship with the Lord and fully trusting in Him, it's scary. And I'm still scared, even now as I'm stepping into this next season. But God is so faithful, and He will walk through anything with you. Even when you think, oh, well, I'm not even sure if God exists. Just ask Him. All you have to do is ask Him, Lord, give me a sign. Show me that you're real. And I promise you, He will show you. He has given me so many signs and confirmations of His goodness, His faithfulness, the fact that He's called me to missions. It wasn't just a one-time moment for me recognizing, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do with my life. There were multiple moments that God has confirmed that for me and showed me what His plan is. And so sometimes you just have to walk through the hard, and you just have to walk through it with the Lord. Because if you try to do it on your own, you're just gonna wanna give up because you're gonna be overwhelmed and it'll be too much. But if you choose to rely on Him, and if you choose to even just give Him a chance, He's gonna come through for you in such an amazing way. He's gonna show you how good He is, how real He is, how faithful He is. And so I just encourage you to take that step of faith, to ask Him, Lord, reveal yourself to me, reveal your plans to me. And I know that He's gonna do that for you.